All right, highlights from the calls in our chat room today, greatstockpicks.com. If you saw the watch list from last night, I think I made one call off of the watch list. Other stocks were not on the watch list. We found them as the day goes on, as I alluded to in last night's video. That often happens, but Green Mountain Coffee met one of our setups. So we had the big sell-off here on the daily, and then 3 red days in a row. You know, when everyone and their mother thinks this is still a short, and I'm not suggesting it's not now, but this, to me, I would rather have been on long watch when everyone's leaning short. So on an intraday basis, little gap up, and you know what, this thing held pretty well. Let me get my drawing tool going, but it held pretty well. I'll show you the area right in here, while the SPY was pretty ugly. Okay, SPY just kept selling all morning. We ended up at the highs of the day, but this had great relative strength today, so it was interesting to me, and I went ahead and called it at 24.68 as a long idea. Stop 29 cents below that. So basically somewhere over this little base, 24.68. Worst case stop, I believe, was low of the day, which was about 29 cents away. From 24.68, we got a really nice move. We got the high of day break we were looking for, but the entry here made it much better than having to try to take the high of day break. Okay, so what we were doing is selling into this spike a third. Somewhere up here was my first sell recommendation. I usually break it into thirds. My second was somewhere in here again, thinking we might have double topped. And then the final third sell recommendation was right about here. So missed a little bit of the final move. But overall, on 29 cents risk, pretty darn good move there. 24.68, it went to 26.48. So pretty darn nice move. Let's see here. Okay, yeah, Green Mountain was $1.80 a share on 29 cents risk. Another idea I had today, I was watching GES for a short because of the early weakness here. Nice volume, nice sell-off. Never got my short entry that I was looking for, and it just kept grinding down. When it got to this point, I told the room, I said, hey, this looks like a PFPD, which is a potential final push down. See the volume? See the shape change there? So what do I do next? I go on the daily and see if this 26 area is significant. Went out on the daily and look at this. Bounced right above that in November and literally right off of that back in October. So this pushed down to 26. I had this on the projector so everybody could see it on everybody's screen, and said this could be just a good fives play, which means a break of this candle's high. These are 5-minute candles, which puts the entry at 26.09. Worst case stop, low of day 25.97. 12 cents risk from 26.09. You got a pretty quick move to 26.54, and actually went a little bit higher than that. Went to 26.69. So a 60-cent move on 12 cents risk, and closed fairly strong if you grabbed it down there. Trying to go over all my calls from the day. PBI, I did call as a short. You see the lines there? It was right on this blue line here was my short idea. 1567, stop 20 cents above. 1567, it did sell off down to 1526. So 40-cent move on 20 cents risk. That's really nothing to brag about, but I said I was going to go over all my calls from the day. So that was certainly a profitable idea for some members. Depending on their broker, some people were able to get it, some weren't, depending on if their broker had the shares. IVR, super strong out of the gate, liked the volume. I went ahead and called it somewhere right around here, I think at 1804 as an idea. I said I didn't love it. We're still kind of fighting the market. But lo and behold, and this is certainly, again, not worthy of a highlight video, but I'm going over all my calls from the day. So it's like 1804, and it ended up making it to whatever it was, 1825. So nothing to brag about, but that was one of my ideas. Let's see, do Green Mountain. And I think that was it, minus my one losing idea, which was AIG at this top blue line here, 20 cents risk. Triggered right here as my long idea. If I had to look back and say, well, what could I have done to avoid this loss? I kind of broke one of my rules. I don't like to take trades in the first 30 minutes, especially not in the first 15. And this call was about 15 minutes in. You can see AIG ended up coming back up near where my idea was, but not before a pretty good sell-off. So, you take the entry, take the stop out, and going forward, I think I found an adjustment to avoid making another AIG. Does that mean I'll never have losers? No, but this one, right back into yesterday's base, this was kind of one of those that could have gone either way. I think I can avoid that in the future. But anyway, there was a 20-cent loss, and everything else I called today worked out pretty well. So pretty good day. I'm not going to babble any further. I'll wrap this up and we'll talk to you guys tomorrow.